break?
Good fishing.
What'd you catch?
Some trout.
Okay, anybody else?
I built a dresser.
Excuse me?
I built a dresser.
A dresser?
Yeah. It took me a while, like way too long than I anticipated, but
Awesome.
yeah, got to that.
That's good. Anybody?
I played in my flag football Final Four, but I lost.
You did what?
Played in my flag football Final Four,
What position?
pass rusher.
Oh, I need that. Can you,
Yeah.
can you help us with that too?
Certainly can,
Okay.
sign me up.
There you go. Anybody else? Who else?
Get them on some rest, need some rest.
I did too. I bought a couple ATVs though. I got this one Can-Am that's pretty cool. I love it. I got a chance to.
ATV.
Yeah, I got, I'm a country boy with swag, man, so I'm an acreage whore, so I love acreage, so I'm in the process of trying to purchase more, so I wanted to check it out. But I got to ride around on my new ATV. Yeah, so that was good. I had a good time, got some rest. Here we go, let's get to academic students of the week. Morgan Pearson, freshman from Oklahoma, exploratory studies. And Cameron Warchuck, which I love, sophomore, Norco, California, communication. Okay. Last week was Brady Keith, business, and Amari McNeil from Swanee, Georgia, which will be practicing with the Falcon, sociology. Also, mid-season honors thus far, Travis, mid-season All-American by Sport News. Travis and Shedeur and Mark Bassett, our beloved punter, named mid-season all transfer team. I don't know, they just making up stuff now. Travis was also named Lot Impact Trophy quarterfinalist. Shedeur was named both the Davey O'Brien and Manning Award mid-season watch list. Xavier Weaver was added to the Benedictov mid-season watch list. Mikey Harrison received his nomination for the Burlsworth Trophy, college most outstanding player who started as a walk-on. I love that. TV notes, UCLA, games on ABC, our 5th game on network television, most of CU history. Oregon State been picked up by ESPN next week. 8 games on either network TV or ESPN, most of CU history. Sellouts, UCLA called the CU game a sellout on October 17th with almost 70,000 tickets sold. Run 8 straight games playing in front of a sellout crowd is a record. CU is only one of 5 teams that played in front of sellouts in every game this season, including Iowa, Georgia, Tennessee, and Notre Dame, which is phenomenal. Now, let's get to business. Let's go.
Got a question? Brian?
Hey, Coach. Brian Howell from Bold Daily Camera. I know I asked you like when I came in, and like it was a good time for a bye week. You said no, it's not. But now that you guys have had it, how much do you think this team needed that rest and to get away and to
I don't
refocus
think we
a little
needed
bit?
to get away, we needed rest. We needed to maintain and keep on going. Yeah, it's just like you break up with a relationship. You bye week, you want to keep on going. I want to keep on going. I want to keep on moving. I want to keep on progressing. I want to keep on going forward. That's how I'm built to go forward. That's how man and woman is built to go forward. And we're thankful. We're appreciative. We didn't have many injuries. I think we're going to get maybe a couple players back due to injuries, but overall, I think we've been pretty good injury-wise.
Coach Monica Costello.
How you doing, Monica?
Associated Press. Fine, thank you. I want to ask you, as a longtime baseball player, where sign stealing is considered an art, now as a football coach, where do you see, and then you see where Michigan is.
I don't know how accurate that stuff is.
But what are your thoughts?
I mean, everyone's trying to get an edge. I mean, everyone's trying to get whatever edge they can. You could have someone's whole game plan. They can mail it to you. You still got to stop it. You still got to stop it. So in football, it's not as pronounced as baseball. If I know a curveball was coming, I got you. You know, with football, I don't give a darn if you know a sweep is coming. You still got to stop it. Physically, it's a physical game. You got to stop it. So that's a little tough. I don't buy into a lot of that stuff that someone's stealing this, stealing that. I don't buy into a lot of that stuff. You still got to play the game. back in our glory days with San Francisco as well as the Cowboys, you know darn well Emmitt Smith is getting the ball. You know darn well Mike Irvin is running the comeback. You know darn well Jay Novacek is going to do what he's going to do, and you couldn't stop it. It is what it is. Stop it.
Hey, Coach. Mick Miller, Fox City 1.
What's going on, Will?
How you doing?
Two shoes, I see.
I'm back a little bit.
You back?
How do you evaluate whether players love the game or like the game, and can you motivate the players to love it if they only like it, or is that the standard that you've set and you're just going to stick with what you want?
Actions speak louder than words. You can say what you love, but your actions don't line up with that love and that display of love. That's a problem. You can't measure the heart in football or in physical sports. So that's the thing that's missing, the heart of it. So when you're talking about love, you're talking about accompanying that with your heart, playing with your heart. And you can tell by the locker room how some guys practice them, how some guys feel the pain of it if we don't win, how their heart is in it. And that predicates love to me. But it's tough to detect that. I wish we could detect the heart. We'll put every recruit that we have on a heart monitor and see where they are. It would help us tremendously in recruiting the heart. It's tough though.
Hey Coach, Troy Finnegan, CU Sports Report. Turning to this week for just a moment, you prepared for 2 quarterbacks against Stanford, but this week you don't really know who the starter is going to be. Chip Kelly said Dante Moore's banged up.
Right.
He didn't play last week. What does the preparation look like when you really don't know? You're kind of in the dark on that.
Well, you prepare for the team. You're not preparing for an individual. For us, it's daunting because you would prepare for someone like Shedeur and the plethora of receivers that we have. With them, you prepare more for their coach. Their coach is phenomenal. I'm a Chip Kelly fan. I really am. I love what he's brought to college football. I love what he's brought to football, period. I met him. I took Shedeur on a visit there, a camp. I think I took Shedeur to a camp there, and I remember, having dialogue with Coach Kelly and just what he brought to the table. So I respect the heck out of him, and I really admire his accomplishments thus far in the game of football, not just college, but pros as well.
Hi, Coach Adam Munster, Tiger 24/7 Sports. You mentioned the possibility to get some guys back from injury. Is Savion Washington one of those? How has he looked moving around?
He looks good. He practiced yesterday. He looked good. I don't know if he made it through the whole practice, but he did what he set out to do. So he accomplished his goal. But that kid is tough mentally, physically. He's a dog. He's a future pro. He's one of the kids. I love all of them, but he's one of the kids I'm very fond of, and I love his story. And I just love what he represents for us. He wants to play. The time that he was injured and he had to leave the game, I mean, he was sobbing because he wanted it that bad. That I detected love in his heart and his mind and his spirit that particular game that he couldn't go any farther. But he's a dog, man. I can't wait to see him back. Helps us tremendously on the line.
Ariel Orsuto, 9 News. Or after the first game, I should say, Shedeur said that they had too much time basically to prepare in the offseason, and that's why the offense came out so fast and put up so many points. Does this bye week kind of represent a little bit of that sample to kind of give the offense just a lot of time to prepare for this next game?
Yeah, well, you've had a couple weeks, but you got to understand they had a break as well, so they didn't have 2 straight entire weeks. They had I think a 4-day. They had 4 days off before we came back and worked on Sunday. Then we worked on Monday. We were off today, but no matter how much you prepare, you got to execute. You got to execute what you set out to do. We got to be. Thank you, Lord. We got to do better. We got to do better, and I'm pretty sure we will.
Go ahead, Nikki.
Hi, Coach. I'm just curious what Shiloh and Shedeur's bye week looked like. Did you guys hang out together? What did you guys do?
Yeah, we always hang out, but then they separate like they did out of the womb. You see, they're 2 different kids, man. They grew up in the same home, but they're 2 different kids, as well as Junior. All of them are different. I think they spent some time together. Then they went to their own different destinations, but they kept football at heart and in mind, and that's something I'm proud of that they all do. And we did a pretty good job of getting everybody back on time and getting everybody back on the field with the right work ethic. I'm proud of the young men, most of them.
Hey Coach, how are you?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I like the beard.
Thank you.
I'm curious what you spent the bye week thinking about. What was on your
Everything.
mind?
I don't stop thinking. That's my damn problem. That's why we can't rest as humans sometimes. We gotta learn how to turn our mind off. And it's hard for me to shed this off because I enjoy it so much and I wanna dominate it. So, I'm pretty sure we reached out to parents, recruits, as well as, a little bit of everything, man. I mean, talk to some players as well, and talk to some coaches as well as what we're gonna do when we get back in as well. But when I have time off, I compile a list that's crazy. I mean, it may be a 50-point list of things that we gotta incorporate, things that we gotta do. So I never stop, which is unfortunate for me, but I gotta mix in some rest with that as well.
Hey, Coach, Charlie King with the Denver Gazette. A lot of teams around the country use the bye week to kind of do a self-scout of their own team. I'm curious if you guys did that and what you might have learned about your team throughout the bye week.
Well, the coaches had a task to pretty much give a self-analyzation of each player. So I got a report on each player and how they felt about each player, how they're helping us, can they help us in the future, and so forth. So that was tremendous. That was tremendous, the assessment of each player and where we are right now. Tremendous.
Hey Coach, Jake Schwartz, DNVR. Against Stanford, we saw Trevor Woods playing linebacker. I'm just curious what his role is moving forward.
Trevor is a player, man. You gotta find a way to utilize him the best of his ability, his strengths, and keep him at the place where he can be a force. He's smart, he's tough, he's physical. He's an asset, so we gotta find a way to keep him on the field. And that was one of the ways we found to keep him on the field. And he's smart as I don't know what. So he's not only doing his job, he's helping other guys do theirs by keeping them straight, making sure they know what they're doing.
More, go ahead, man.
Coach, Matt Smith, 104.3 The Fan. Kind of building off the bye week questions. When you had a chance to look back, how did you feel that the season has gone so far compared to your expectations?
My expectations are lofty. So you know darn well how the season's going with my expectations. It depends on your expectations. You can't mix my expectation and your expectation because they don't coincide. So you know what mine are. I know where I feel like we should be record-wise, and I know what we can accomplish. I just want to put it all together one game and give it to you and display it.
When you looked at the Stanford film, since we haven't had a chance to speak to you since then, was there a common theme that kind of stood out to you about maybe when things got snowballing, what ended up happening? What did you see from your perspective?
Penalties. Self-inflicted penalties. But we did a whole synopsis over penalties for the whole season. Each game, breakdown by game breakdown. What are the most penalized groups? What are the least penalized groups? What are the penalties? What do they consist of? Are they before the whistle, after the whistle type of penalties? So we know all of that. So we have addressed all of that and addressed the individuals that are consistently being penalized, and how we're gonna improve that here on. We've addressed it tremendously, and you should see a tremendous improvement this Saturday.
How do you coach discipline? Seems like that could be a bunch of different ways to go about it.
Discipline does not just start on the field. Discipline starts off the field, and they carry it on the field. A dude that's undisciplined off the field, he's gonna be undisciplined on the field. You can't allow that, and that's something that we gotta address. Because if you're late to this, you're pretty much gonna be undisciplined with that. If you're not consistent in following your assignments and alignments in this, you're gonna be inconsistent when everybody's sprinkled in the stadium of that. So inconsistencies it's consistent with who makes those mistakes.
Hi Coach, Michaela Herbst, CU Independent. You posted on Twitter that you have to completely get out of your comfort zone and try something new. What can the players take away from that statement?
I have no idea. What I post is what God gives me. It's not for you or you. It's not like that. It's just something that comes up in my spirit that I've been doing this for during the 30 years. Every day, Monday through Friday. I'm off on weekends. So that's what I normally do. So it's not a personal attack of someone or some group or some organization. It's just whatever comes in my spirit when I wake up. That's where it derives from. I don't know what they could glean from that. I hope they glean something. I hope not only them, I hope we all, as a people, glean something from that.
Go ahead, Jimmy.
Coach Jimmy Searfoss, 24/7 Sports. Y'all picked up quite a big name in the quarterback world, recruiting-wise, over the bye week. How important is it to get the quarterback when it comes to recruiting a class?
Well, quarterbacks are everything. You look at college football right now, and you look at the consistent quarterbacks, and you see consistency in the records. And you look at even the Pac-12. You look at the quarterbacks. All the teams that are winning the most, that have been together for a multitude of years, not just the first year in teams like us, but they have a consistency at quarterback. And that's tremendous. So you want to get a young guy in that could preferably learn from your stud, so he could emulate and imitate that and go on and carry us to places that we hadn't gone before. But that kid is tremendous. Mother and father's tremendous. His family raised with love and respect, and a very admirable kid. I can't wait to get him in-house, and let's get to work with him. He's gonna change the game in several aspects.
Time for two more. Go ahead, Ariel.
So this happened about a week ago, but I haven't had a chance to talk to you yet. Saturday Night Live parodied you. How do you think Keenan did, and maybe who has done the best parody
I'm a fan.
over the course of your career?
I'm a fan of Keenan. Let's get that straight. I love him. I love what he's brought to comedy gotta be over a couple of decades now, it seems as though. I had the pleasure and the honor to host Saturday Night Live before, and I would never forget those moments. But it was good. The person who I think has me down the most is what's his name?
Shiloh?
That's a good one.
Lou
That's a
Young.
good one. No, I was thinking between these two guys.
Big
But I
man
gotta
Lou?
give it to Lou Young. Lou, I hate to admit it, but Lou is good. Lou Young is really, really good. Shiloh's aight. Shiloh's aight. Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Brian.
Good question.
Hey, Coach, just a couple quick ones. First off, with Trevor playing linebacker now, what role does that leave for Juwan Mitchell? Like, what's his stats at this point?
He has to get it together, off the field. Not just on the field, off the field. That's it.
And then another question is, a linebacker you played with, Ken Norton, with 49ers, he's now coaching at UCLA. What are you seeing out of that defense that he's coaching now, those linebackers?
Well, it's phenomenal. I mean, that defense that they feature is a pretty darn good unit, especially statistically. But it starts with the front four, and that linebacker core. They get to the ball. They play just like their coach. They really do. So I'm proud of Ken. I played with him for a year. He was phenomenal. He was one of the best. He and Plummer, other linebacker, that year. And I just have fond memories. I don't know why he's not a head coach. I don't know if he's been given the opportunity, but I know he's been a coordinator before. I know he's been a myriad of things. To me, Ken Norton should be a head coach somewhere. Should.
All right, thanks, Coach.
What you got there?
Just wondering, who calls the coin flips?
Shedeur.
Has he missed one yet?
No, we're 7-0.
Probably not.
9-0,
Nine
including the
and
2
oh.
overtimes.
It's not that he missed. I mean, sometimes he don't get the call. The other team gets the call, but they miss it. So we get the choice. We get the choice. It's ironic that I like the ball in the second half. I like to defer. I like the ball in the second half because usually, you get the ball and take it down and score the second half, and you can do the statistics on that. And oftentimes your team wins. So, but Shedeur's done a good job with that. I'm pretty sure he's not gonna let nobody do that. He's been doing that for a long time now. Tails never fails. That's our secret. Thank you. God bless.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Good old.